Well, here we are. Well, once again. Um, I have made my last video yesterday, and today is 17 from June 17 from June of 2025. The good part of making these video recordings, the good part of it, I force myself to improve my speech. The fun thing is when I read books, it's more easy. But when don't get the, you don't have the habit of speaking the language. Um, you don't have the touch, the way to wisely speak. Not wisely, but speak more freely without having to think too much time, depending of the words, of course. Well, um, I don't really intend to make these recordings every day. For some reason, I just decided to do this recording one day after the last one I made, but I don't really intend. I don't really have the intention to repeat these recordings, and I'm doing that just for myself. I don't expect that ever someone found this video. Uh, you are really someone that has nothing to do. You really don't have nothing to do. As you hear these video recordings where a guy just point out to some place like a clock and begin to speak instead of just recording the audio and put and printing, making a print screen of some image and repeat it throughout the video. There are ways of doing that, but um, that's give more headache to me than simply recording the way I'm doing now. I don't even know if the people can understand what I am saying because I don't I don't know if my pronunciation is adequate, if the words I'm using are adequate. If have the feeling they are, for I have heard much of those words in English and much of these words as I read books and many other texts. So hope it has. I hope anyone can understand what I'm saying. Although I don't intend these videos being heard by no one. Well, anyways, let let me do in this video what I'm supposed to do in any of these other videos that I record. Just talk about not my problems, but things I think. Um, One frustration, not just from today, but things that have repeat itself. Um, I try to plan the things I need to do before, so I don't need to do those things in a hurry. And I really don't like to do in a hurry. Well, I don't. Well, I don't know anyone that likes to do things in a hurry. Um, but my problem is that I was since I was really young. I had to make many things fast. I was always anxious to do my things. I could only relax when not just a homework, but um, like a task that the teachers gave to groups or to individuals to be delivered in 1 month, 1 month or month and a half, depending of the semester. And I always got anxious to deliver those things because of the demand I received from my parents. But I'm not here to record video complaining about them. But that's why I really don't like to make things in a hurry. Um, uh, I nowadays I think I am unable, even if I need, I am unable to force myself to do things in a court, in a small amount of time. Why is that? I think that my anxi- oh, anxiety, anxiety. That's the word. Anxiety. I believe my anxiety throughout these years um, made me spend the energy, not the energy, but I believe I have spent something from inside me that nowadays I cannot take any more forces to make things that I need to do, even if I have to keep myself wake up throughout the not just the evening, the night. Um, I am like unable, like all my energy it's drained from me, and I don't have the willing to do this. For instance, I have let us say I have a book that I need to read, and many pages I need to read before tomorrow, um, 6 18 o'clock, and I work tomorrow, so I don't have time. The only time I have it's now. So why I don't keep myself woke up until I finish all of this, and after that I try to compensate um, sleeping more tomorrow. Why I don't do that? I I don't have more the force inside myself. Unless it's truly important, not to me, but to someone else. Unless it's something truly important to someone else, I don't. It's like I don't have the energy to do this. It's like my willing it's taken out from me in these cases. So I simply gave up. Uh, Um, I always tried to adapt because I know that real world you don't have everything under control. You um, don't have sometimes you don't have much time to do something. You need to do something in a hurry, under pressure, and stuff like that. I don't have a problem working under pressure, but well, I have a problem. The problem is not to work under pressure, but what it takes out mm, my will to do something. Um, it's that I know in the end that I'm doing something that maybe it's going to be for nothing, or I'm just doing this uh, just because it needs to be done, not because it will change something that is important, that values the time, the pressure, the anxiety, the the angry, the angriness I feel, and all of this. Um, that's why I try always to plan, and I got I always get angry when I cannot do things in the way I plan, and when I cannot do that way, I simply give up. Simple as that. I simply give up. Um, if 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 it was something really important, I wouldn't care if there was consequences to my health care, to my health. Um, if there was consequences to my sleeping time or other things, but only if it was something really important. Um, I don't want to make. I don't want to go around with my arguments going back to the same point about not feeling not feeling the will to do something. I don't want to just repeat that. The main point that I want to put in this video is that um, always try to obviously try to prepare things, do before, bit by bit, so you don't need to do in a hurry something. But at the same time, try to consider if you are kind of forced to do something under pressure, um, do the best you can. Simply, if you do a bit, you did a bit. Uh, I don't want to counsel that. Think now. I don't want to counsel that. It's 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 because it is difficult because um, I want to pass to anyone that hear this that you need to do things. You need to really make an effort to do stuff, any stuff. But you have to feel better doing that. Like you are challenging just yourself. Because when you challenge yourself to do something that you feel that you are going to give up, to give up, and you do something, not that you finish this something, but you really try it, that um, you feel that you are more capable, you are more free, because you are able to say, I want to do this, and I do. And that's a good feeling from my part. In my way of seeing things, it's a good feeling. Um, I have paused the recording of this video for some seconds, and I will be doing this from time to time because I don't want to spend some minutes trying to thinking what I want to say, but I don't want to spend time in saying anything that comes in mind. I want to say something more certain, more directed to some place, to a direction, to a specific direction, not just to all the places at the same time. Um, I always I will make a not a comparison, but I always wanted to work in the cybersecurity area. I always had the feeling, the desire to study this area and to work in this area. Not from science since I was a boy and anything else. No. When I began to study computer science graduation, I think in the last year, I got, um, I saw a guy that was, don't know the exactly word in English. The guy who's presenting something. This guy was from cybersecurity, and I I liked the idea of cybersecurity because I need to study practically I need to study everything, and that really amazed me because I could study everything and everything would help me in some way. No, it's not like the software development that you need to study a whole language, know its keywords, and after that you need to use other language for database or database management and uh, and other stuff for communication throughout the internet or any other ways of communication or exchange of data between programs, clients and servers side stuff. I have the feeling that the only thing that I can counsel here, the only thing I can counsel, if you are feeling like that you don't have the force or the willing to do stuff when you really need to do these things, it's because you are kind of sad with what you need to do. And I understand if you are a parent, if you are a parent, you have a child or a child that you adopt, or for some reason a child got in your responsibility, you have to make choices thinking about the child. That's the correct thing to do. So I don't blame anyone that is like myself. It's working um, to sustain a family. I'm still I still I'm still, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I don't have my own family. I have my parents, but I don't have my own family. I will be probably marrying someone in a few months. I do really like her, man. Why I need to lie? I really do love her. I see her much as a friend, not just an spouse, um, a wife. But I see her also as a friend, a really good friend to me. I am I'm happy to be getting married. I don't have the uneasy feeling that other people have. No, I'm really happy with that happening. I can't wait to that happen. Not just because of the marriage, but because I will be with my friend doing. Finally, we can do our stuff. We can make our choices. We can make our own way in the business, in life, in I don't know if adventures. and many other things. Something that something that makes, if you have the feeling to not, I don't want you to go out of what I was saying before. I was talking about marriage. If you have the feeling that you don't have force to do things that you need to do, you need to change your work. Your work needs to have purpose, and not just purpose to pay the bills. You need to have a work that you feel that you grow up inside that area of work, and you don't need to give up because you are older enough to work in that area. Remember that there were people that were already really old, 16, 16 60 years old, 17 years old, finishing university, and they are much more capable of finding more truths than many of us, because they have the desire to do this. They are not just doing because they need to do. No, they have a desire to do this. And I want to have this desire. I want to work in cybersecurity, but I don't need to abandon software development. I can, if life gives you lemons, I can make juice out of it. So try to use what you know to pay the bills, but go after what really makes your heart gets in fire about. If this work is something that normally doesn't pay the bills itself, like, sorry to be too much sincere, musicians have much difficulties in paying the bills, because it's difficult to them to receive regular um, regularly 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 their money. If they have the difficulty to receive their money, and they cannot depend only on music, only on their wanted job. They need to have another job that pays the bills, and that's something that I learned from a teacher some decades ago, and I agree with him. Not because I'm a musician, but because I understand you need to make music without having someone over your shoulder yelling you to make something that is not affordable. To make music is that makes money get inside. Music, art, or cinema. These things and all the other types of art, they need to take their time to happen. And I know this, and I agree with this. Things like that need time, so you need to have a job that pays the bills, or at least pays something. And as you grow, as you grow in the area that you really loves, as you grow that like that, um, maybe one day you will be able to just live from this. But the main point is having something that you really like to do. Well, anyways, I made this video far too long. I don't believe anything important was. I said anything important, but yeah, it's just like that. Well, have a good night, everyone, and I hope it helped you in any way. Bye bye.